Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest manga chapter review for you guys. And yeah, you guys should be thanking me because this video is going up super late at night because I'm just a dedicated person like that, and I just don't want to get no sleep today, huh? Yes, I'm doing this after like literally recorded a Black Clover arc review, which was, thank God, the last arc review I can talk about the anime, and then I can now start reading the Black Clover manga. I'm not here talking about Black Clover, even though Black Clover and Fairy Tale in some cases have some similar approaches. We're here to talk about Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest. Okay. I'm just gonna be very interested to see what happens here. So, in other words, I'm kind of giving my like live reaction here. So, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens here. But let's just say this chapter was crazy. Hold on a quick freaking second, guys. Go ahead, take care of. Okay, I read the chapter now, so I can't believe I forgot to read the chapter. But anyways, let's get on with it. To say the least. So this is Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest, chapter 95, titled Plush Doll. And obviously, the title cover page is a bunch of plushies around Lucy, Wendy, Carla, and Happy. And the fact you get another Nalu moment here because there is a Natsu plushie next to Lucy. Why do they keep hiding? Why do they keep foreshadowing? Not foreshadowing. Why do they keep teasing it? Just let them happen. Just let it happen. Can I have a kiss, please? Anyways, last week we know that or the last chapter we know that Lucy ended up, well, being turned into a doll, and well, that's what happens, and this shocks Natsu and Happy from the standpoint. Now, Haku is like, "Aw, she's so cute," and stuff like that, and this is whole spiel the entire chapter, the fact that when he sees these plushies, uh, it's cute. And also too, we gotta get in more bit of an understanding. The chapter kind of leaves a whole thing about Haku's gender because it's kind of confusing. You can't tell if it's a boy or a girl, but this little tidbit said it doesn't specify that Haku is a boy or a girl, but the character uses Boku, which typically males use. It's extremely rare for a girl to use Boku as the first person pronoun. So for now, let's assume Haku is a boy. Again, I'm still confused if Haku's a boy or a girl. I have no idea. I can't really tell because they're wearing a onesie, but okay. Anyways, Natsu's kind of freaking coming up on Haku, and he's like, "Turn her Lucy back to normal," and stuff like that. And Haku's like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that, because she's very cute and everything." And essentially Happy's telling Natsu, "Listen, Natsu, you need to be careful because, just because he's small means he's strong." And Natsu's like, "Please, what type of small people are strong?" And then Happy's like, "Come on, Natsu, And Natsu thinks of Lily, Makarov, and Mavis, for example. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right," and everything. And essentially Natsu's looking like, "Okay, I'm gonna beat you in now," and everything. And Aku's like, "Okay, you can try." And it's not going to work. And he uses his plush doll, I guess, magic. I guess he has plush magic, which I'm guessing his type of magic is, well, he turns people into dolls. And that's what he does to Natsu and Happy. Which it's freaking crazy and everything. You have Natsu literally saying, "You effing bastard, man! Turn me back!" Which I found very hilarious and very funny, but not Haku's like, "Oh my goodness, you guys are cute, just like how I expected. This is wonderful," and stuff like that. So, yeah. Now, Natsu's trying to stand, but he keeps falling over in his plush form, and eventually he gets to the point that Natsu's like, okay, that's it, let's get going. And he's like, fire dragon? And then Haku's like, I don't think you want to do that because you'll burn up. And Natsu doesn't do that. So yeah, and this gives Lucy the idea, like, wait, we can still use magic as plush dolls. And well, she calls out Virgo. Okay, cool and all, but Virgo is a doll as well. And we even see Lucy's key is like, I guess you can say, a doll celestial spirit key. So that's the whole thing. Virgo's showing up like, did you call me princess? I'm finally here. And everything. And obviously Aku's like, more plushies, yes! Now, Lucy asks Virgo to dig in the ground, but Virgo's like, I can't do that, princess, because there's this, the ground is protected with some sort of special magic, which we would probably figure that the special magic is from the sixth dragon god Doramog, because this labyrinth is everlasting and it continues to go on and on and on and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's the thing. And Virgo's like, sorry, but I can't dig in a hole and everything. And obviously Virgo's going on her whole punishment thing. She's like, I wonder if pins and needles will come stab me as my punishment. I'm like, this girl is crazy. Anyways, Haku goes on to say, like, it's like I told you earlier, you guys can't break the walls or dig through the ground, because that's probably how, this person made it out to be, which is more than likely the power of Doramon kicking in. Now, we actually cut over to Suzaku, and Suzaku is kind of having some trouble, and he has the Zoro trope. If you know One Piece and you know about Roronoa Zoro, he always tends to get lost no matter what. And it's seemingly like Suzaku is taking that trait and he's going in circles getting lost. As for Wendy and Lily, they're getting chased by a bunch of traps and things like that. And eventually comes the point where Wendy's like, hopefully there's no monsters. We'll speak too soon. There's like these freaking ruin-like creatures that look actually like they're dogs or something like that, and they're walking all over the place. And you see it to Grays and Urs are fighting these things, and they don't know what the hell's going on with these monsters and stuff like that. You cut over to Gajil and Carla working together, which is a very odd pairing. And they're like, the heck is this? So yeah, now, obviously Carla's wondering, like, is it the dead dragon that's making all these? And then that's when we cut over to Masaki and Kiria, and they're going up against these things. Now, Kiria's kind of having some trouble, and she's starting to get a little bit pissed off with these, I guess, creatures and stuff like that. And Masaki kind of uses, it says that, well, these type of monsters are not just ordinary monsters. They're actually made up of the same material and floors, the main material of the floors and walls of the labyrinth, which is, okay, this freaking labyrinth's just insanely crazy and everything. Eventually, this is when Masaki is like, well, you see, you don't understand. These creatures actually have these cores in them. So, guess what? We just got to find the core and take them out, and that's what she does. Kiria takes out the core, and it's defeated and everything. We actually cut back. Now, the one thing too about Masaki is she kind of has like the plus sign in her eyes and stuff like that. Like, I guess a Christian like star in her eyes. So I wonder if that has something to do with her magic. It would only make sense, I'm guessing. So yeah, we're gonna have to find out what's happening. Anyways, we cut back to Haku, and Haku's like, okay, I think I'm getting kind of bored, so I'm just gonna let you go. Now, he actually turned one of those creatures into a plush doll, and that's what chases Natsu, Happy, and Lucy away, and they're kind of away for the count and everything. And you just have, obviously, I already forgot the Raven's name, the crow's name. And you have the crow and freaking obviously Celine watching, and obviously it's like it seems like two had dropped out, I guess, and stuff like that. But Celine's like, well, technically they didn't. They're just dolls and they can't fight, so well, this probably just be temporary. Obviously, the Crow's like, but that makes this 5 against 7. And Celine's like, no, not at all. And we cut 2 panels where we see Scallion and Mad Mole defeated and beaten up, and it was none other by Laxus. And well. I still remember when we first were introduced to these characters, and these guys were just like, how are we gonna beat these guys? And it seemingly looks like Laxus easily defeated them with ease. So it's like, I guess they were never that truly strong to begin with, huh? Especially when you got Laxus on your team and he absolutely destroyed them. Now, that's when Selene's like, well, it's 5. It's not 5. It's 7 on 5. It's 5 versus 5. And essentially, she's like, that's when she kind of takes interest. She's like, oh, so that's Laxus Drayar. Interesting. He's a contender for Fairy Tail's strongest wizard. And she goes on to say, this is truly interesting. So the chapter ends off with Kirin, the yellow dragon, going up against and confronting Laxus, and Selene says now the 2 contenders for the strongest will collide. So we're getting Laxus versus Rob Lucci. Okay, please don't get mad. I'm just saying Rob Lucci because Kirin looks like fucking Rob Lucci. Definitely he looks like he's the strongest out of all the Dragon Knights. Yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see how this fight goes. But I thought it was a nice chapter for what it was. We get an introduction to Haku's powers and stuff like that, how crazy this labyrinth is. Maybe a little bit of insight into Misaki's magic, as well as now we're seemingly gonna get Laxus versus Rob Lucci clone Kirin. But other than that, that's kind of all I gotta say. And then the weird creatures, so obviously too, and then this whole special magic, the fact that Virgo brought up, but we kind of know it's kind of more than likely it's figured out that it's because of Doramog's whole thing, because his dead carcass turned into a labyrinth and everything. But yes, it's definitely getting interesting to say the least, and I can't wait for the next chapter to see what the battle between Laxus and Kirin is going to be like. Again, sorry, I guess this is a shorter video, but to be honest, like I said, this chapter is kind of a chapter you can skim by and get a quick read in. Like, yes, things happen for some reasonings, but it just kind of sets up. I felt like this chapter was just kind of a setup to the next chapter. I feel like that's where things are going to kind of get hectic. Yeah, a little hecticness happening with Natsu. I do wonder how they're going to turn Natsu, Lucy, and Happy back into normal beings, and it's seemingly like, I'm guessing they're going to have to knock out Haku. Somehow, some way, somebody's going to have to do that. So, yeah, but other than that, that's kind of it. So, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, or not even checking this video. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.